Welcome to episode 8, part 2 of Sidelined with Jonny and Noah. I'm Jonny.
And I'm Noah. In this episode, we'll be going over our bold predictions, our top tight ends with our special guest and new member of the channel. You'll be seeing him in future videos. And trades we like to see and more. So stay tuned and let's do it. Let's go right into it.
Now entering the game plan.
Yeah, and the game plan, we're going to be going over bold predictions, one trade we'd like to see before the deadline, and the scary matchups we have for this week.
Okay.
Now, to start with bold predictions. My bold prediction for this week, the Saints at home upset the Bucks in a Halloween afternoon game. Jameis Winston gets his revenge against his former team.
I like that.
What about you?
My bold prediction of this week, I honestly think that the Lions have a chance to get their first win, and they're going against the Eagles, who just got clapped last week against the Raiders.
Yeah.
I honestly think that the Lions, they played well against the Rams, which is really surprising. They kept it close within 10 points. So I honestly think that they have the chance, a slim chance, but a chance to beat the Eagles.
Yeah. Now moving on, we were going to be talking about one trade we would like to see before the deadline. Jonny, how about you go first?
My trade, I'm going to go to Kansas City. Kansas City, they obviously need a pass rush. They're one of the worst teams in terms of getting pressure on the quarterback. And
just defensively in general.
Yeah. And we know that the Lions, they're rebuilding. And so the Lions, they need to get rid of players who have a high cap a high salary. And one of those players is Trey Flowers, a not great, who once was great player, but Trey Flowers, he has good potential and he fits their scheme. He could go to Kansas City and he can play well. I honestly think that him going to Kansas City will help them in their defense and maybe make their defense somewhat better, making them not rely on their cornerbacks as much.
Yeah. Moving on to my trade, I would like to see Odell get a new home, and I think everyone's talking about, he's going to go to the Packers, all those teams. No, he's going to Las Vegas, baby.
Derek Vegas
Carr will get that number one receiver, Odell Beckham. I know he has the talent to produce as a wide receiver one. Henry Ruggs will be able to he'll use the speed, and he'll be able to get plenty of space with Odell. On the other side, Henry Ruggs,
Josh Jacobs in the backfield too.
And
Darren Waller,
Renfro. Come on.
That's a good core
I'm telling you, they have the pieces to do it.
They do. I really think they do.
The Browns can get any one of those receivers. Brian Edwards looks good. He'd be a potential piece in there. He's younger. They would save a lot of cap with getting rid of Odell. Maybe a late pick.
But the question is, though, with that deal, does he stay healthy? Would that hinder their compensation for him?
You know what? I'm going to say, on top of that, I'm going to throw in a bold prediction. If he gets traded there, Odell will stay healthy the rest of the year, and they will go to the playoffs with Odell if they get him.
Really? That would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
I like that.
What's going on, guys? It's Sean, the number one guy in fantasy. I am that guy in our league. Alex Kuhn, recent member of the episode. He's my little pup. No. All joking aside, I'm very excited to be part of this water cooler talk episode. I have 3 bold predictions for you. First one, Matt Stafford for MVP. Now, if you do the eye test, Tom Brady looks like the MVP. But when you go deeper into it, Matt Stafford is 3rd in passing yards, 2nd in pass TDs, and he's 6th in completion percentage. He's just the all-around guy. Now, the reason I have Matt Stafford as the MVP besides those stats is, 1, that connection with Cooper Kupp. It is the number 1 QB and wide receiver duo in the NFL. And although Tom Brady has better stats with passing yards and touchdowns, he has 62 more pass attempts. So Matthew Stafford is being much more efficient with that offense. And that's why he may not finish number 1 in the year with all those stats, but I'm going to give him MVP because he's just playing out of this world. My number 2 hot take is Azeez Ojulari, my Giants baby, bleeding blue, with the Rookie of the Year. He leads all rookies in sacks with 5.5. He's 2nd in tackle for losses with 5, and he's 4th in QB hits with 7. The other competition he has is Micah Parsons, but Micah Parsons has not been playing as everyone's been hyping him up. He only has 31 tackles, but Alajawari has 21, and Micah Parsons is a linebacker, so that's really not that impressive. He has 6 QB hits, which is pretty good as a linebacker, and only 2.5 sacks. So at the end of the day, people keep rooting for Micah Parsons, but I see Azeez Ojulari going to make that run for Rookie of the Year. The defense desperately needs him. They lost Blake Martinez. It's just him and Leonard Williams on that D-line, and he's going to make big plays for that defense. He's really motivated. He's got that momentum. Big game against Carolina. 3 points. I know Sam Darnold, he played really bad, but that's still a good high-powered offense, and they shut him out. And my last one, which is the craziest, Jamar Chase does not win Rookie of the Year. Now, you're probably saying, oh, this guy's an idiot. Let me get off. First of all, I'm not an idiot, and I'm never wrong. Najee Harris is the Rookie of the Year. Yeah, blah, 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 Jamar Chase, look at him. No. Yes, he's putting unreal numbers with Joe Burrow right now. Right now, he is the front runner. And yes, Jamar Chase is putting up unreal numbers and is going to break every rookie record, but I don't believe so. I believe it's a matter of time until they do to him what Bill Belichick does to every team's best receiver, which is just double him. They have to double him because he's breaking them down deep and he's just getting 9 targets for 100 yards a game, and it's just unbelievable. They still have Mixon, Boyd, and Higgins. But if I'm a head coach, I'm going to say you got to beat us with them instead of Jamar because he's just lighting them up. He blew out Marlon Humphrey, who's one of the top cornerbacks in all the NFL. I have Najee ahead of him because I think they're going to slow down Chase. They're going to double him. And Najee, he is their whole offense. Their offense does not go unless he goes. He's a solid 18 to 20 plus rushes a game and 6 targets. He had 19 targets one game. That's unreal. They have Deontay Johnson. They have Chase Claypool. But Big Ben is a shell of himself. Maybe, like, occasionally he'll do a 30-yard bomb to Deontay Johnson for a touchdown, but that offense doesn't go unless Najee goes. He's 4th in the league in receiving yards, and he's just outside of the top 10 in rushing yards, but he's just the complete package for the team, and he's exactly what they need. And Big Ben will always look to him in the passing game. And yeah, those are my 3 bold predictions. Alex Kuhn, you're my pup. And Water Cooler Talks #1, baby. We're #1 and we're coming up.
League, what do we have?
Well, the first one is a pretty obvious one due to recent reports. Deshaun Watson. A lot of trade rumors going on with...
I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.
Now moving on to our scary
matchups for Halloween weekend.
Yep. Starting off, I'll be going with the Cowboys versus Vikings. This could be scary in 2 ways. Number one, it could be an absolute snooze fest for everyone to watch and be really disappointing. That would be scary. Who would want to watch a boring game on Sunday?
Yeah.
Or it could be scary because of all the vicious and superstar players. Dalvin Cook, Zeke Elliott, top running backs in the league. Dak Prescott and Cousins, top quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
Jefferson and CeeDee, second-year receivers
that are top of the league.
Adam Thielen and Cooper, top of the league, wide receiver 2s. Elite offenses, definitely elite offenses. Decent defenses. Dallas has lost a lot of people, but Trevon Diggs is beautiful.
Yeah, he looks good.
He has burn potential, but he's also leading the league in interceptions by a lot. He has 2 pick sixes. This can be an exciting game, or it can be scary bad.
That is true.
But I'm going to go with it's going to be exciting. It should be fun to watch.
I like that. My scary matchup for this week, I'm going to go with a AFC playoff rematch. I'm going Steelers versus the Browns.
That's a good one. That is scary.
Well, we know Big Ben is scary bad.
Yeah.
So they're going to be handing the ball off to Najee Harris, and that Browns front 7 is going to have to try and defend him.
Hey, that is scary.
That is a scary matchup.
Like
Dude, he's their do-it-all back, plays 99% of their snaps. They're going to be using him in the game plan. He is
scary as well.
I know. I honestly think
Myles
that
Garrett, scary.
Yeah, 2 great defensive ends. Both have decent offenses. The Browns struggling a little bit. Obviously, they don't have Baker, but he's been taking starting reps in practice. We don't know if he's going to play as of now. Hopefully he does, so then that becomes a scary matchup. Him, maybe having Odell, I don't know.
Nick Chubb.
Nicholas could be back this week as well.
Definitely a scary back to tackle.
Durance Johnson maybe playing again.
Breakout game. If Chubb isn't going to get all the reps, he could be definitely getting plenty.
Durance Johnson, he's been playing well. Plugging for fantasy sake.
Yes,
talking about him.
Oh yeah, in For Fantasy Sake episode 7.
Yeah, but that is my scary matchup of this week.
Yeah.
Now we're going to be talking about our top 5 tight ends in the league right now. Who do we have at number 1?
Well, number 1, undisputed, number 87, Travis Kelce. I feel like I don't need to explain it. He's my favorite player. But I guess if you want to hear anything, route running, he leads the league in almost every category.
Yeah.
He's just a stud. So now number 2 and 3, Sean, what are yours?
I have Andrews and Waller, which Reggie has the same. I have Mark Andrews too. He struggled the first 2 weeks, couldn't really find the end zone, but ever since week 3, he's emerged as that number 1 target. Hollywood Brown has been a huge target, but Mark Andrews has taken an immense role in that offense. And then number 3, I have Waller. Waller had that huge week 1. He had 12 receptions, or 12 targets, 10 receptions for 120 yards and a touchdown. But ever since then, they've gotten the offense more involved, which is a good thing, but it hurt his production. They've had Ruggs, they've had Renfro, they've had Drake, and they have Jacobs all emerge in that offense. But he's only averaging 4 to 5 catches a game, and he's only had one touchdown since week 1.
Yeah.
Johnny, why do you have Waller too?
I have Waller at number 2. I just feel like he's been getting more targets. And I don't know, I like the way that he plays. And although Andrews is a really solid player, he's at my number 3. I just feel like Waller almost is a more complete player than Andrews is right now.
No, absolutely. I just have them switch because I think they're not getting involved in the offense enough.
Yeah, they could totally switch either way.
Like, I honestly could have them flopped. It was just how I was feeling this morning when I made this. So I had Waller just a little bit ahead of him.
And then at number 4, we all agree with this pick, Mike Gesicki. He's just really emerged as that guy in Miami. He's been getting targets. He's been getting everything that you'd want in a tight end fantasy-wise and in real life. And he just looks like he makes plays. I mean, it's quite simple. Number 4, Gesicki for all of us. All 4 of us agree. And number 5 is where we all defer. Me and Johnny do agree. So who would number 5 be for you, John?
Number 5, we have the rookie Kyle Pitts. Has been looking really solid the last 3 weeks, putting up over 100 yards as a tight end, playing a lot in the slot and out wide, but he's looked really solid. Sean, so who do you have at number 5?
Now, I have Gronk at number 5. I have Pitts 6, but I have Gronk. I know he's had that rib injury. He's been out for a couple of weeks. But he played 3 games. He had 21 targets, so he was getting the targets. And he's tied for 2nd in the league with touchdowns, and he's only played 3 games. That's crazy. He has 4 touchdowns. The only one that has more is Dawson Knox, but Dawson Knox is just like an end zone guy. Like, he doesn't really get targets. And then I have Pitts 6th. I know these 2 games he's emerged. He's broken out in that Falcons offense, but besides those 2 games, he's had only 1 game over 70 yards receiving, and he's had 1 touchdown besides these past 2 weeks. So I don't know. You could say that it's because they're just getting him more involved in the offense, but maybe in 2 weeks he'll move up, but right now he's 6.
Yeah, but also you could also say that he's been facing weak defenses. The Jets are not the best, and Miami's also not the best. So,
exactly.
You know, but I also have Kyle Pitts at 5, and I just think, you know, these 2 games have showed that him as a rookie, like usually rookie tight ends don't put up those numbers. 163 yards last week is crazy. But of course, I agree with you with Gronk. Gronk, when healthy, I would probably put him over Pitts right now just because of what Sean said. Is Pitts has been producing for 2 weeks, but you got to do all season to really prove yourself.
Absolutely.
And so I agree with this list.
Thank you so much for watching part 2 of Sidelined with Johnny and Noah, episode 8, the Halloween episode. I am Noah.
And I am Johnny. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And can't forget about the Twitter, WCT 2021, as well as League of Beasts. And can't forget about the TikTok as well. We're uploading weekly videos with our special guests and new members of the team. And we will see you guys next week. Enjoy your Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone.